Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore live show. We're late. I know. But it took Brad until this time to watch the episode. So, we're here to talk about Last of Us Season 2, Episode 6. As always, nerds, you got to hear the host show. Lance, for a wonderful co-host, Brad. You got it.
What's up, everybody? We're going to a wonderful Thursday night.
Yep. Brad finally watched the episode. That means we can finally talk about it before the season finale this Sunday. Yeah. Brad, do you have thoughts?
Birthday cake.
Yep. I have thoughts.
Thoughts.
I
mean, forehead.
We just did our episode on what's it called? Prison Mononoke. So if you stay tuned for that next week, it's gonna drop. But other than that, we just not much going on here, right, Brad? Getting ready for that 4-day weekend, right?
Yep. Trying to make it. Almost there.
You're almost there, Brad.
Almost there.
Do you have any plans for Memorial Day?
I don't think so. I think Brenda wants to. We need to do some stuff around the house, but.
Yeah, but no cookout, no nothing.
Not that I know of.
No. You're gonna spend it watching Rockadoodle?
Spend it watching Rockadoodle. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and Dragon Ball Super, Broly. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good day.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Broly one, but definitely the Rockadoodle.
Oh no, Brad! You just wait until you watch Broly, man. Broly's going fucking awesome, fucking awesome.
Wasn't that the one that? Wasn't that the one that people didn't like, or what was the one that people didn't like?
No, people hate Bio Broly.
Bio Broly. All right, that's right.
But we're watching the newest Broly movie, the one that's canon to the Dragon Ball universe.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't worry. I would not make you sit through Bio Broly because Bio Broly was ass. And I'm glad that file that we did for the commentary of Bio Broly never got uploaded because we lost it. Because fucking Keon should rot for making me watch that shit. Yeah. Nonetheless, I think I want to get into this already, Brad, because I have thoughts I want to have to say, and I don't know if I can just hold on to them any longer.
Okay.
So, if you have not watched Season 2, Episode 6 of The Last of Us, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers, if you've already seen the episode, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes. This is your one and only review. This is your one and only spoiler warning. And it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3. After these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm fucking losing it. Today's episode of the Nerdcore Live Show is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off with code TheNerdCore. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. Oh my god, it is. Okay, it kept playing again for me. I don't know why.
It's just a loop.
Yeah, for some reason. Season 2, Episode 6, titled The Price. Joel surprises Ellie for her birthday. Years later, Ellie prepares to confront Joel about her past. Episode is directed by Neil Druckmann. Written by Neil Druckmann. Based on the PlayStation Studios video game written by Neil Druckmann and Haley Wegren Gross. Created for television by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann. Written for television by Neil Druckmann, Haley Wegren Gross, and Craig Mazin. Episode stars Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey, Gabriel Luna, Isabella Merced, Young Madzino, Rutina Wesley, Robert John Burke, Tony Dalton, Joel Pantoliano, Catherine O'Hara, Andrew Diaz, David Miranda, and more. And more.
So many more.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a show, right?
It's like a television show or something.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see what we have here for trivia-wise. Pedro Pascal was emotional during filming, particularly towards the end of production. He spent some time on set afterwards talking to Neil Druckmann and the crew. Craig Mazin recalled that Pascal and Bella Ramsey naturally performed in a very real, cool way, prompting him to seek one magical take where they act with full emotions on the porch in the porch scene. Druckmann cried while filming the porch scene and noticed others on set doing the same. Early versions of the opening scene include a more violent Javier, but the writers found it more interesting to show him as complicated and depict his camaraderie with Joel, admonishing his actions while endorsing the reasoning behind them, protecting his family. Having directed an episode of the first season, Neil Druckmann felt more confident return for the second, citing his familiarity with the process and actors. Ellie discovers Joel's lie in the game by revisiting the hospital in Salt Lake City. The writers found it less compelling and more unrealistic due to the series' more dangerous world, instead replacing it with Eugene scenes after several iterations. Tony Dalton portrays Javier Miller, Joel and Tommy's father. Neil Druckmann portrayed Dalton in the role while writing the scene, having enjoyed the role in Better Call Saul, and met him at the Emmy Awards. He and Craig Mazin pitched it to him over Zoom, and Dalton was immediately enthusiastic. The writers wanted Javier's scenes to demonstrate that one's behavior is often reflective of their parents, using the character to capture both the negatives and the positives of the power of parenting, and his lifelong impact on Joel. And as the scene was developed, Druckmann felt it was about not only generational trauma, but generational repair and hope. Writer Haley Ross just considered the scene a framing device that establishes Joel's behavior later in the episode. He reacts impulsively like his father before consciously slowing down and treating Ellie more respectfully. Mazin felt it demonstrated the progression of morals, feeling parents are kinder to children than in the preceding generation. All right, Brad. Joel tells Eddie he thinks they could have used her to make a cure, but it would have cost her life. In the first game, the player can find a tape recorder with Dr. Anderson's voice recordings. On it, he states that even though he has found a few immune patients, he still has not come up with a cure yet. Yeah. All right, Brad. Let's go and open it up with you, bro. What are your initial thoughts on Season 2, Episode 6 of The Last of Us?
Let me preface this again by saying I have never played the game. I think I need to say that, like, because a lot of people probably come at me and be like, what are you talking about? Like, and it's like, I've never played the game. So I have really nothing to go off of than what's on the screen and what I see. And there are a lot of good moments on the screen. From what I see, there's a lot of emotional moments. The part with Eugene, I mean, that gets you close to tears. That part, quite a bit of that. I think there was a missed opportunity. I really did love the birthday, like the birthday scenes they were showing, like her 15th birthday. He takes her to the museum, and
Yeah.
But I think when they get in the capsule, he hands her the cassette tape. I really do think there was a missed opportunity there, because it should have been Pink Floyd's "The Dark Side of the Moon" that was playing.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying. But I like how they recreated like her imagination of like going into space. I thought that was cool. I think the set designs in this show are just freaking amazing, and
Yeah.
I don't even want to know the bill that was spent on this. Like, they recreated like a lot of shit. And I think for the most part I liked it. It's definitely a flashback episode. But how it compares to the game, I think, is what's gonna be the question. But I have nothing to compare that to. So for me, it was good.
Okay. I think I'm gonna just say what I said in my review on Serialized. This is easily the best episode of the season to me, and the second best episode of this series so far. The first being episode 3 of what's it called, of season 1. Which, if anybody remembers season 1, episode 3, it's just fucking incredible. I don't think that's probably one of the greatest episodes of television I've ever seen. That's the episode with what's it called? Not Ron Perlman. I'm sorry.
Stacy's back.
Yeah, what's up, Stacy? They probably couldn't afford Pink Floyd. Said they went with Weird Al's Dark Side of the Moon Pie. Shut the fuck up. With what's his kid
You
name?
watch
Nick
somebody.
Offerman.
You watch. Somebody's going to edit that, and it's going to be Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. I don't know what that says about this series when a flashback episode is the best episode of the season so far, though.
Yeah.
And I have to say, even though I much prefer the porch scene in the game, I think they did a great job at translating that to this big screen. I just don't agree with where they put it in this season. And to me, it just comes back to the way that we've adapted this game into the series and breaking it up into Ellie's season and Abby's season.
Well, I kind of liked how they did that scene, though, because they showed it before, but they didn't show everything. Like, they just showed her going to the garage, and then it cuts.
Yeah.
We think she goes to the garage, and she doesn't see Joel again, and the next thing we know, Joel's dead.
It's just that, like, where that is in the game, having it follow Abby's story and Ellie's conflict with Abby throughout this whole part in the game, and where it lands, that scene where it lands, it just, to me, hit harder. And it's just kind of like, oh, you realize, like, that really was the last conversation Ellie had with Joel.
Yeah.
And the last thing that Ellie wanted from Joel was to start repairing their relationship.
Which to me, like, if you've never played the game,
yeah,
to me that scene does hit pretty hard.
It does
because when we're
especially
watching
the stuff that Pedro adds to it, that they added to it, the whole, like, I love you in a way that you'll never understand.
Yeah, because he lost his daughter, and he knows that feeling of loss, and trying to hold on to that. And I just think, like, it was a kind of really, like, a brilliant way of doing it for those watching the show, to cut that where you think Ellie just ignores Joel, goes to her her room, and then the next time she sees Joel, he's dying, and you think you're sitting there going, Ellie never had that closure. This is like 10 times more horrible in that aspect as you're watching Joel's death, and then we come back to this, and they go, there is some closure there. Like, there is some stuff that is being repaired. There is that honesty that Joel gives to Ellie before that.
Yeah. So I would also like to point out that Ellie still, like, in that part in real life, by the way, Brad, and I mean in the present time, Ellie still doesn't know why Abby killed Joel, by the way. She does not know that, Joel killed her dad.
Yeah, so that's still...
Yeah, which is going to be a big part going into the next season. I love the birthday scenes. What's it called? Look, dude, in the game, those scenes are perfect, and I love that they translated them exactly the same. But I want to hold on. Last of Us.
Like there are a lot of people like online hating like that first, like her eating the cake like an animal scene. There are a lot of people online hating that. But to me, it's like a 15-year-old who lives in the apocalypse and probably has never had birthday cake in her life.
Yeah. How many fucking birthdays did she actually celebrate?
That, like,
but why'd you not give me this? Why did you give me this? They in the game. So, by the way, they bring up that what's it called? Hold on.
Is that iguana in a hat or some shit?
No. It's the dinosaur, Brad.
Dinosaur in a hat. Oh,
Yes. So they brought up in the interview scene, in the interview thing, by the way,
this
that
is
they
like a
built
first ever hat.
that whole set. They built exactly like the game. So they had this, and they didn't film where they go around putting hats on all the dinosaurs. Come on,
I feel like
man!
that's going to be a behind the scene. That has to be a behind the scene if they built all that shit.
Like, I wanted to see the dinosaur with the hat.
That's got to be like a behind the scene.
Um, but I really like those. I fucking died.
But they could
So
have
my
used the
brother and I
clown.
both died laughing at the whole like. But they could have used the clown. Yeah. I think what this show does really well is like having some of that extra fluff that you don't get from the game, like Joel running into Ellie with that girl. That's not in the game. And it does really add some of that father-daughter dynamic where it's like Joel has to like come to terms with the
Well,
fact that
I did have a question. Was the flashback to Joel's childhood
not in the game,
not in the game? Okay.
which I thought was great.
Yeah, well,
I think that was a great thing to add.
It adds context to it on kind of why Joel is the way he is. He's a protector, and Joel will lie to keep the people he loves safe.
But one thing is a lie, Brad, and I think what Ellie feels, so much animosity towards Joe for is like one thing is a lie, but one thing is taking a decision from her and taking, a choice away from Eugene to not be able to go and have that final moment with his wife.
But I think from the viewer's perspective, we get to understand Joel's reasoning.
Yeah, and I know, but it's just that's why Ellie's mad.
Yeah, no.
Ellie's mad because you took that choice from her.
Well, Ellie's mad because she's a 19-year-old. She doesn't.
Not just that, Brad.
She doesn't quite let me fucking finish, man. She doesn't fucking quite understand like the complexities of humans yet in the adult version of being like, I'm not going to tell her that her husband was fucking turning in front of me.
Yeah.
Like by the time I got him to see you, he would have been eating your face. Like you can't really tell that to the grieving widow.
You don't, but I think that the honesty would have been a bit better, and
I think we've all been there where it's better to, maybe not a full out lie, but to smooth over shit, to be like this happened. Like there's more to the situation, but yeah, and that's what Joel was trying to do in that, and I get it. Like as an adult human being, like you don't want to make things worse.
Yeah.
Whereas Ellie was just like, you lied. You fucking lied. And she doesn't quite understand like the complexity of like why he lied.
But it's also because like up to that point, like she's been dealing with, the fact that Joel took that choice from her. And
well, and she is questioning like,
and she's mad at Joel
because he's never told her the truth on that.
Never told her the truth.
And again, there is that complexity of he loves her.
And that's where I understand Joel. That's where I understand, and that's where I come to this, this position I'm at where it's like I understand why Joel did what he did, and I also understand why Abby does what she does.
Yeah.
Because Joel, it's the whole lies that kept society intact. It's the white lies that keep society intact. Yeah. It's like, Joel, you do that to me and you tell me that my daughter might die. My daughter has to die for a cure that might happen. I'm sorry. No, I will kill you.
I mean, and there's like, if it was 100%, like, yeah, this will happen, like it may be a clearer choice, but from the sound of it, Like
Yeah.
there was like almost 0% chance of them making a cure, and from what
Yeah.
I'm seeing, especially from that doctor, he wasn't the correct doctor for that.
Yeah. But
So
I also put myself in the shoes of Abby. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, your
you
dad
killed
got
my
gunned down,
father. You took my father from me. You know,
prepared to die.
the last parent. By the way, the only parent that she has left.
Bro, didn't catch that.
What?
You killed my father, prepared
Kill
to
my father
die.
to die. Yeah. I'm killing you. I'm sorry. You did that to my dad. I'll take you out the same way that Abby took out Joel.
Yeah, I mean, like you. That's a good thing about being the over the shoulder viewer. Like you understand where these characters are coming from, even if they're not communicating it to each other.
Yeah. But I'm also in the part where I understand why Ellie is mad too. Because you took that choice from me. You didn't let me have a say in it when I'm literally
But
the one who would have to give up my body and my life to
but
make
did
this
she?
possible cure.
But did they make it known? Did the Fireflies make it well known
No,
to
they did not
Ellie?
tell her.
Exactly. So that
Nobody told her.
yeah, exactly. So at the same point, I mean, if you're in Joel's position too, yeah, like I get where Joel's coming from, and like to say that yeah, he didn't give her that choice. Well, she wasn't given the whole information either.
Yeah, but still, that's kind of like where Joel should come in and be like, "Hey, let's talk to Ellie about this. You know, let's hear what she has to say too. You know,
But
to give her that chance to have a say in what's
but
gonna happen.
do you really think the Fireflies would have let her make a choice?
I don't know if I don't know.
I don't
I
think so.
don't know.
I think that they probably would have killed Joel and try to make a cure out of her. Personally,
I don't know. This is where I wish that Tony was in chat with me now. But I think they did, like I said, Brad, I think they did a great job at translating those birthday scenes. My favorite is the one, like, I love that moment in the ship. That moment in the ship in the game.
oh
So
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
It's
the
so beautiful.
imagination, yeah.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And
Also, doesn't that make you wish you could do that in a museum?
fuck yeah.
Like, I want to go in the original Apollo 15 and just go in there and fucking sit
Yeah.
in there and put on, whoever the fuck's helmet, Neil Armstrong's
Yeah.
helmet or some bullshit.
Yep. Yep. But I mean, other than that, man, I if this is the last episode we have with Pedro Pascal, man, he goes out above and beyond to me. I think that porch scene in general just gets him the nomination for best supporting.
I think the fucking scene with Eugene.
Yeah.
My God, that was probably. I think a lot of people probably be close to tears with that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was a really good episode. Easily the best episode of this season so far, and I just wish that I wish the rest of the season played out like this with the quality, played like this quality, because it's such a good episode. And
Well, I think what helps is that we the Bella Ramsey playing as like the 15, 17 and 19-year-old, like in this scene, like makes sense the way she's playing it.
yeah,
In the other scenes after Joel's death, some of what she's acting like doesn't quite make sense.
she plays a great kid, Ellie.
Yeah.
I really do like that her smile when she puts on that helmet. Like it takes you, like in the game it plays really well, and it plays really well because it's just her like getting to heal her inner child, man. And
Yeah.
she's just like that smile and that goofy little smile of hers.
Yeah, it works. Like that.
Yeah.
That's why
Her
this
getting on
episode
top of
works.
the dinosaur outside the museum,
Yes.
yelling, "I'm a fucking dinosaur!"
Yeah, so like you said, her playing as a kid works. It's just there's the episodes after Joel's death where she should just be pissed off. She should be
Yeah.
angry. She should be like stressed. And you don't get that feeling from her.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for now, guys, I would say that's it. I think that's all we covered, right, Brad?
And I think so. I think
That was everything.
I mean, I did like seeing Seth back. So we got to see Seth back making the cake, misspelling Ellie's name. Although I did love the
Eli.
transition. I did love the transition from Eli in that first, and then he did get it right in the 17-year-old. He
Yeah,
did finally get the name right. So
Eli, bro.
Eli, and she didn't care. She just ate the fucking cake.
Yeah, she ate the fucking cake. The guitar scene was great too. Playing that Future Days for her. But yeah, man. Easily the best episode this season so far. What's your final verdict, Brad?
I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10.
All right, Brad. I'm coming in just 0.25 higher than you. 9.25 out of 10. It's the best episode this season so far. Like I said, I don't know what that has to say about this season though. And I'll tell you this: after watching the trailer for this week's episode, we're moving way too fucking quick, man. We're moving really fucking quick. So I'd say this, Brad. Get ready for some shit, Brad. And overall, I'm just not a fan of the way they broke this season up. They broke this season. They broke the game up into these 2 seasons. And now you have Now you have Craig Mazin saying like, "Oh, I don't think we can finish the narrative of this story in another season." It's like we might need a 4th season. But
how about you just do more than how many episodes is this?
7 fucking episodes, bro. How about you go back to 12 to 15 fucking episodes?
Do you remember when like didn't Breaking Bad have like 15 episodes?
Sopranos had like fucking 25, bro.
Yeah, like you're spending the same amount.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, with that said, Brad, that concludes our review of Season 2, Episode 6. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Nerdcore.com, Twitter at Nerdcore, Instagram at Nerdcore, TikTok Nerdcore, Letterboxd Nerdcore, Patreon.com/Nerdcore, and of course Discord link in the description where you can talk to us about this episode. What do you guys think so far about the season? How do you guys feel about this show? We might need another season so I can get another yacht. I mean, to properly tell the story. Yeah. I'm just like, Also, I don't understand how the fuck this moment that I'm thinking of that's gonna happen in the next episode, when we haven't even been introduced to some of the characters that might be in there. But it's just, once again, it goes back to this idea of like, why the fuck do you break up Abby's story and Ellie's story into their own seasons when their stories play really well off of each other when you're interjecting, going back and forth between their story? It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. But with that said, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode that drops on the channel. And make sure that you're leaving us a 5-star review and following us on your favorite podcast app of choice. We will see you guys on Sunday for episode 7, season finale. And then the week after that, we'll do Andor season 2 review. And yeah, get ready for Ironheart, Brad. Ironheart drops next month. That's our next show that we're doing. And yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm eager. I'm cautiously eager for this season finale.
Mm-hmm.
I just say this, guys. Don't be surprised if I drop an 8 for the season. Yeah. And once again, I'll keep going back to what I keep saying, Brad.
I mean, that's not
the
bad.
season is good.
Yeah.
But there are major setbacks that is keeping it from being great. So, Brad, send him out of here.
All right, our only main host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I guess I'll just say we'll always have Mando. Young Yoda out.